It is January 23rd, 1959. We are in the Ural Mountains of Russia. The locals, the Mansi people, call this unforgiving place their home, knowing well that the mountains do not forgive mistakes in winter. In the city of Sverdlovsk, 10 young students and graduates gather at the train station. They are fit, full of energy, and expert hikers. Their goal is ambitious, a 200-mile hike across the frozen north to reach Mount Atorton. If they succeed, they will earn the highest hiking certification available in the Soviet Union. The team is led by 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov, a serious and brilliant young man who selected this team with great care. Among them are Zinaida, known for her bright smile, Rustem, who is strong and quiet, and Semyon, an older World War II veteran. They are not just a team, they are friends who trust one another implicitly. After a journey by train, bus, and open truck, they arrive at Vizhay, the last inhabited village. Beyond this point, there are no roads or houses, only endless snow and forest. On January 27th, they shoulder their backpacks and step into the wild. Almost immediately, the group faces a setback. One hiker, Yuri Yudin, begins to suffer from severe joint pain. Realizing he cannot continue, he makes the difficult choice to turn back. He hugs his friends goodbye, giving them his extra warm clothes, feeling like the unlucky one as he watches them ski away. He does not know that he will never see them again. The remaining 9 move forward. For the first few days, their diaries and photos reveal a wonderful trip. Images show them laughing, skiing across frozen rivers, and marching through deep snow. Despite the cold, they are in high spirits. At night, they crowd into their large canvas tent, keeping it warm with a wood stove while they cook, sing, and write funny notes in their group journal. On January 31st, they reach the edge of the highlands, where the trees begin to thin and the wind intensifies. Preparing for the difficult climb ahead, they build a storage cache in the valley for their heavy gear and food, planning to retrieve it on the return trip. On February 1st, they begin their ascent. The weather deteriorates into a blizzard, blinding them and causing the group to lose their bearings. Instead of crossing the pass, they accidentally deviate onto the exposed slope of Kholat Shakhl. In the local Mansi language, this ominous name translates to Dead Mountain. It is late afternoon, around 5 p.m. Rather than retreating a mile back to the safety of the forest, Igor Dyatlov makes a fateful decision to set up camp on the open slope. Perhaps he wanted to test the group, or perhaps he refused to lose the altitude they had fought to gain. They dig a pit in the snow and pitch their tent. The wind howls outside, but they are together. Unable to set up the stove on the slant, they eat a cold dinner of ham and crackers. Tired, they remove their wet boots and heavy jackets, settling in for sleep. Night falls, and the mountain goes pitch black. For hours, there is silence until something terrifying occurs. We do not know what it was, but it caused sudden, absolute panic. In a desperate bid to escape, the experienced hikers do not unbutton the tent door. Instead, someone takes a knife and slashes the fabric from the inside, cutting large holes to burst out. They flee into the freezing darkness, where temperatures have plummeted to minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit. They are woefully unprepared, some wearing only socks, others barefoot, having left their skis, food, and coats behind. Staying together, they walk a mile down toward the tree line. Under a large cedar tree, they try to survive by breaking branches to start a small fire, but the cold is overpowering. The 2 Yuris die first, freezing to death beside their small fire. Desperate, the survivors salvage clothing from their deceased friends to wrap their freezing bodies. The group then splits up. Igor, likely feeling responsible, attempts to return to the tent for supplies, with Zinaida and Rustem following him. They leave the shelter of the trees and fight their way back up the open slope, directly into the wind. Their bodies shut down one by one. They die looking toward the tent they never reached. The last 4 hikers seek shelter deeper in the woods, finding a ravine filled with snow. They dig a den and make a floor of branches, but luck is not on their side. Whether due to a collapse of snow or another force, they are crushed. They sustain catastrophic injuries, broken ribs and fractured skulls comparable to a car crash, and die deep in the snow. Weeks pass. Families waiting for a telegram expected around February 12th receive silence. Eventually, they demand a search. The army and fellow students comb the wilderness until, on February 26th, a pilot spots the tent on the mountainside. Rescuers find the tent half buried and empty, with the cuts in the fabric clearly visible. Inside, the boots, money, and cameras remain untouched, signaling a disaster. Following footprints, they find the first bodies at the cedar tree, then Igor, Zinaida, and Rustam on the slope. It takes 2 months, until the snow melts in May, to find the last 4 hikers in the ravine. Their condition is shocking. Beside the broken bones, one woman, Lyudmila, is missing her eyes and tongue. Doctors are baffled. There are no external bruises, yet the internal damage suggests they were squeezed by a giant force. Even stranger, traces of radiation are found on some of their clothes. The government closes the case, stating the hikers died of a compelling natural force, and seals the files. For decades, theories have swirled. Was it an avalanche or a snow slab? Was it a weapon test, explained by the glowing orange spheres seen in the sky that night? Or was it the wind creating infrasound, a frequency that can induce irrational terror in the human brain? Decades later, we still lack the full truth. When we look at their photos, we see young, happy faces, hugging in the snow, looking so alive. They were smart, tough, and did everything right. But on that night, on that mountain, it was not enough. Today, a metal monument stands on the pass, bearing their names and faces. Alone in the wind, it reminds us of the 9 friends who went into the dark and never came back.